So I'm Francesca Oliver and I'm an iwill ambassador.
My name is Shea Williams and I'm the Young Deputy Mayor of Croydon.
My name is Awomoyi and I'm the Young Mayor of Croydon.
I'm Steve Reid and I'm the Member of Parliament for Croydon North.
So Steve, I will know that you've supported us Labour for a very long time, and we just want to know maybe why you supported us or what you enjoy about youth.
My observation is the young people are getting really tough these days. You know, the pressure on young people to do better than ever, better than my generation when they're at school. There's new pressures from online bullying. There's pressures to conform in how you look, be you a young woman or a young man. An awful lot of pressures on young people, and they're trying to make their way in the world. And my experience is that the young people know what the issues are in their lives. They've got ideas about how they can help themselves to become more successful, but they don't have the power to make those things happen. So what I think iwill does, which is so important, is it helps young people to feel their own power and get out there and make the change they want to see. And I think that's great for the world as it is today, but it's also great because you're learning how to affect change, and once you've done it once, you do it through your life.
What things will Croydon North be doing for youth? What plans do you have to make sure that youth are out there? And as you know, that it is a iwill week of social action and stuff. So what will Croydon be doing to support iwill?
Well, I mean, Croydon's got a growing problem like the rest of London with violent youth crime, but we've got a community full of amazing, intelligent, ambitious young people, and I think we don't tap into that talent enough. So what we're going to do, working with iwill, we're going to set up a community network in Croydon North involving the churches, the mosques, temples, other community organisations, and iwill are going to support young people to come and get involved and be trained and supported to volunteer on projects in the community. So I think that will give them the chance to learn new skills, and it will also help young people that need a bit more direction in life to find things that interest them.
Okay, so guys, I'll just ask you both a question, whoever wants to answer first. What things do you think are challenges for youth in Croydon?
I think there's a lot of challenges for young people in Croydon, whether that be, violent crime, whether it be mental health, jobs and unemployment. There's so many things which, are very bad in Croydon, tarnish the image that Croydon has. But, through Steve Reid and other organisations, we can get young people to interact with businesses, organisations, and make sure that actually these things are, stopped.
Yeah, I know a lot of young people feel safe in not just Croydon, other areas as well at night time because of the rise of violent crime. A lot of young people are worried about finding jobs, or when they finish university, what they do then, or even before that, when they finish A-levels or apprenticeships, what they do then, because they're not quite sure. So with campaigns such as iwill, there'll be more knowledge of what you can do when you're older. There'll be more knowledge of how the campaign can help you in the future.
Okay, so for both of you again, what things would you like to see change in Croydon, or what positive things have happened in Croydon that maybe not everyone knows of for you because it's not really that much on social media or out there?
As the young mayor, I'd like to see more activities for young people, more things for young people in general, just so that they don't spend their time doing things which are trivial, such as walking around and maybe going to McDonald's after school. Just give them a place where they actually have stuff to do. So I know that Legacy, so on-site youth zone, is being built, and that's going to be a youth zone which is going to have a lot of young people. There's going to be a lot of space. There's going to be a lot of things to do, and that's something which is very important for young people. I feel like just more activities in general, more things so that young people are interactive and connected.
And in terms of what Croydon has already done, because myself and William are the first young mayor and deputy, that is definitely a step in the right direction, because now we are the connection between young people who do have all of these ideas but do not necessarily know how to outreach them to the people who make decisions. We are the connection between those people and the people that make decisions.
So for any young people that will be watching this, how do they get in contact with you both? How do they get in contact with you to share their ideas or to help give you advice of what they feel is needed in their community?
We are on social media. It's young_Croydon. They can email us, they can tell their schools, and their schools will come to us, or they can get our email address directly as well.
What's your own personal experience to why you wanted to become Croydon Mayor and help youth?
I just feel like Croydon is you know, such a good place in general. It's vibrant, you know, it's exuberant. There's so many things good about Croydon, and you know, just walking down the street and thinking, there's a couple of homeless people there. Like, how can I help them? I see young people misguided. How can I help them? And I just thought, you know, if I run for Young Mayor of Croydon and I win, maybe I can change their lives.
And for me, you see a lot of young people talking in class or at break time or something, talking about, oh, I wish this was different, I wish that was different, I wish somebody would listen to our ideas. And I thought to myself, well, why can't I be that person? Why can't I voice the opinions of young people to the people who make decisions, so a lot of young people will have their voice heard as well?
What about you, Steve? Why do you feel connected to youth?
These two young people tell the story, don't they, really? So we've got all these challenges in communities like Croydon, right across London, really. You know, we're Croydon, aren't we? And you've got young people are living these lives. You know, they're under the pressure to do better at school. They're seeing things going wrong. People are quite fearful because of the levels of violent youth crime, and it's young people that are going to find the answers to those challenges. What we've got here, we've got William, our first ever young mayor of Croydon, and Shea's first ever deputy young mayor of Croydon, and they've stood up to make a difference.
Yeah.
But they're not the only two. There's thousands of young people like these across Croydon that, given the chance, will make the world better for themselves, but for the rest of us as well. So for me, this is all about opening doors for people like this to make the change that we're all going to benefit from.
For my experience working with iwill and my impact with youth, I wouldn't say I'm a youth as so much now, but working with you, for me, it was more in education. I felt that there were a lot of kids in education that maybe were pushed to the back or wasn't really noticed because of maybe things that were going on at home or their own background, and maybe because teachers weren't really trained or still aren't really trained to deal with children that might be suffering from mental health or other mental problems, they get pushed to the back. So I decided to start my own social enterprise called Believe, Aspire, Conquer, which basically helps those children and goes into and mentors them, gives them life skills. So we teach them things about mortgages, credit scores, and how to live life outside of school, because school is kind of like a little, I'd say a little world, a little island that you're on in school, and then when you get into the real world, there's all these big things and you just don't know what it is or you don't know what to do. So that's what I do, and that's why I've come into contact with iwill, because I've done a lot of volunteering with other organisations such as the Princess Trust. I used to be a young ambassador for the Princess Trust also. So that's why I've come in, and I feel that as I was born and raised in Croydon, not lived there anymore, but I was born and raised in Croydon, and I think, like you said, William, Croydon has so much opportunities. If we had the right people, which I think we have started with Steve, to get together and working together, Croydon could be so great. It could be such a strong community. We have so much youth there with so much talent that's just been waiting to come out and be found. So I think that would be amazing with the work that you guys are doing. The iwill campaign is basically about people's impact in youth work and how they like things to change. So name one thing that you have on your heart that you would like to change yourself, that just one thing that you think is really strong in Croydon or Croydon needs help with youth.
I think it all centres around the basis of inclusivity and including young people in, you know, just any activities or any sort of things that are necessary in daily life. So, for example, there's a lot of exclusivity, and I see in schools like you've just mentioned, where, you know, students can get excluded or teachers aren't really teaching them, they're just leaving them and only focusing on the stronger pupils. But I feel like it's all about inclusivity. So I wish that, you know, if anything could happen, just more young people get involved, whether it be education, whether it be volunteering, just get involved in some sort of thing which can help you in the future.
It's kind of the same as Williams, really. When you were talking about giving them life skills, that was one of the main things in my campaign manifesto when I was running for Young Mayor, so I really felt that. I would love for young people to get involved more, learn about the life skills that they need when they come out of this bubble of school. They can know all of the options, as I was talking about university, if you want to go to an apprenticeship, if you want to go to the world of work, where you look for. So the one thing I would love is if more young people can come together.
Well, thank you for taking the time out today and letting me interview and answering such good questions.
Thanks for coming here today, Francesca, to meet our Youth Mayor and Deputy Youth Mayor. And I think what the key message for me that's come out is young people need to participate. They need to play a role in the decisions that are going to affect their lives. You wouldn't let someone pick your clothes for you, would you? So why do young people let other people take decisions about them? There's a very nice little line, nothing about us without us, and I think that is what iwill is all about.